What is this? Why? Why did I do that? So if you didn't know me within the past 2 years, for the past 8 years, this was my drift car. I think I drifted this for around 7 years. I got it when I was 17, my first car, bone stock single cam. I did pretty much literally everything in my driveway in winter, in the rain, in the dry. I did front tubs in the middle of like a foot of snow. Did the cage all by myself, first cage I've ever done at 18 years old. But yeah, so being 17 years old and not knowing anything about cars, I did a lot of things wrong to this car. I did a lot of things right. I learned how to drift. I won my first competition in this thing. I cut my overs out like no one really should. I welded these in to seal it up. Not great, didn't seal it. I built my Skyline to replace that car. As you can see, I'm not even driving anymore. So being a Skyline in stock body, you can't fit a big wheel or tire on them. So it doesn't drive near as good as this once did. I had maybe that much thought into rebuilding this car one day. I didn't have any plans to. I just kind of hung on to it as a backup car. I used everything from this car to build my Skyline. All the suspension I converted to S13 suspension in the front. I used all my seats, most of my interior I slapped on my Skyline. But yeah, I now have another 240 hatch that's way cleaner than this. So this is more of my backup car that I ever decided to go back to. If I ever wrecked it, I could build this instead. Not that it's worth building, but it was my first car. And it'd be cool to bring it back one day. But as you can see, Mother Nature had other plans. You got the C-pillar pretty good. That's crinkled. The roof's pushed down right here. The cage is sticking through the roof. Busted the window. This window's busted. You can see the hatch that's buckled pretty dang good. The hatch is like smooshed and shoved over and whatnot. I was in Indy when this happened, so I just saw a couple of pictures, but it was much worse than I thought. But yeah, as much as I'd like to build it one day, it's not really worth the effort. You can see the quarter panels are super dinged up. I've wall tapped probably 15 times in this thing. I ran into other cars in tandem and slid into the trees and giant tires. This quarter's beat. But yep, I'm gonna cut this log off and it'll probably sit here and rot into the ground. I don't really care. There was once an SR20 here, now it's just the giant plant. But by the looks of it, I don't really have a choice not to use it. So on the right side, I have 2 other parts cars. I bought this one because it had an angle kit and stuff on it. It was cheap. This one I actually got for free a couple weeks ago. It was a full car, no motor, no trans. Said he spun out and hit a guardrail on the highway around 8 years ago. They had all adjustable arms on the back, coilovers, which it still has. Had a heads-up display, all the interior, which it no longer does, as you can see. Had a trunk, had a sunroof, all that stupid stuff. But yeah, now it's just sitting. Just a parts car to me. Yep. I also bought a Miata. Working on that. In the meantime, the manifold was cracked. I'll post some pictures in there, but took it off. I was only making 5 pounds of boost while doing donuts the other day. And then in a straight line, I peaked to 15 PSI doing, it was like 6,000 RPMs. So that's getting fixed now. But yeah, that was rough. Spent the past 3 days in Indiana, so I'm burnt. But yep, that's it. I'll give you guys an update. Peace out.